We have a treat for you today. We got a new vehicle in from the auction, and when I went to check it out, this is a 2015 Mustang GT, but I was like, man, this is kind of a cool car. Looking at it in the pictures, I'm like, this paint is destroyed on this hood. Same thing on like the roof, it just looks like it's totally just coming up and whatnot. But I came and looked at it a little closer, and turns out it's just a wrap. So the paint underneath is actually healthy. We actually pulled some pieces off. If you look under here, it's got the adhesive still on it. So we still got to pull this off. So we bought this car for resale. So what we do a lot is just buy and sell cars, but we like to play with them a little bit first. But I like to buy them when they're a little distressed and then make them look cool and then resell them. But clearly we got some skill sets to do that. So this car was a custom build I got it from a one owner, and let me pop the hood so you see what's lurking underneath. So I went to the auction and I looked at this because in the description they don't mention anything that's under the hood. So as you can see, to my happiness, we've got a Paxton Supercharger kit on here, or a Procharged as they usually call them. Not only that, I see this nice carbon fiber piece under here that gives a full breakdown of what this entire car's got into it. From suspension to custom hood to the supercharger to the Borla exhaust. And I looked up here, the badge, 700 horsepower. I don't know if that's dynoed, but I'm gonna go ahead and guess it is. Or it may be possibly flywheel, we're not really sure. But this car sounds like a freaking airplane when you drive it. So it's got all kinds of goodies under the hood. It's got the JLT Performance suspension, strut suspension supports here, as well as the factory one, and obviously a lot of the carbon fiber goodies. Probably has one of the largest intercoolers I've ever seen on a car. If you can see it, if you can't, it's kind of hard to tell. But if we walk around the car, the rest of the body's pretty straight. It's all pretty glossy. All of these real carbon fiber skirts are a little bit oxidized, so we're going to take those off, get those re-cleared. Coming around the back, you can see where the wrap wasn't taken off properly from the spoiler, because the prior owner tried to do that, but he did debadge it, but it left all the holes. So we'll put all those badges back on there so it looks more complete when we go to resell it. It does have the Borla. The exhaust tips are a little bit wimpy in my opinion, but they work for what we're doing. Wheels and tires are custom. They're actually in super good shape. A lot of meat on them. Practically new Michelin tires on there. Inside the car, we're equipped with some super nice Recaro seats. It is the premium package. So it's got all the bells and whistles with heated cooled. It's got the reverse camera, the larger screen, and a few of the other goodies with the gauges in the middle. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go and give this thing some rips up and down the road just to kind of see how she drives, because honestly we've never even driven it. We literally got it at the auction, hauled it home on a trailer, because I don't like driving them when I first buy them, because I don't know if they need anything. If they're low on oil, if they need brake fluid, if the brakes are smoked, I don't know. But this car's only got 44,000 miles on it, and per what the prior owner did, he kind of just let it sit and rot in the sun. And here in Arizona, wraps don't last longer than 3 years if you let them sit out in the sun. They just don't. The sun is not kind out here. So we're gonna go ahead and test it for the first time. But with what we're gonna do is we're actually going to kind of do some polls and some tests against our prior build, which is our 2014 Roush, the green one that was built by It's Just a 6. It also is supercharged, and it's also going to be rated around the same horsepower after we've done the modifications to it. So they're both 6-speed manuals, and they both are supercharged. So let's take them over for a spin and see exactly what we're gonna find out. crap, that was absolutely a blast. So, didn't know what to expect with this car. It obviously sounds like a damn airplane, like you can hear it, but wow, whoever built this really did a good job. That supercharger is so loud, I hear it over the exhaust because it's just screaming and whistling. When we did our pulls next to each other, I was very impressed with both cars because they literally hung neck and neck. Like this car and this car, there was zero issues with them keeping up with each other. And I missed fourth gear when I was trying to shift, and basically he fell behind, or I fell behind as he continued to go because, well, my clutch is a little stiffer in that one, so trying to shift it up into the gear was a little hard. But so now, tomorrow, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start on the cosmetic part of it, removing all this ugly wrap off of it, getting it clean, washed. I'm gonna refinish the headlights that are a little bit oxidized. Whoever owned it just kind of let it sit and rot in the sun, and that's just not what you do with vehicles, especially if they have a wrap. I thought this was originally kind of like supposed to look like this, but given that it was sitting outside and looking at the rest of it, it wasn't. That's just how it turned out because of the sun. So we'll be taking a lot of things off of it just to make it better looking, clean it all up, get the badges for it, just make it look pretty. And then, well, she'll be off to her new owner with someone who finds this vehicle. So any of you are interested in it, she's up for sale. And it's a clean title. It's not a wreck, it's none of that stuff. It came from Mannheim auction. So this will be up for grabs once we get it all cleaned up and doctored up. So stay tuned. Day 2. Now we're going to take on the task of getting rid of this ugly wrap on this car so we can make it look all in one uniform color. We're out in the sun because it's obviously hot, so because the heat helps with removing the wrap, that is what we're going to do because it peels off a lot easier. Otherwise it comes in tiny little strips and it takes forever. So we're going to get to it, and we're going to start pulling this wrap off this car to make it look a little less ratchet. So that was the worst absolute wrap I've ever taken off of any vehicle. This thing was so baked on there that we had to pretty much use heat guns, also the sun, and some of this stuff was so decrepit that basically we had to use these little plastic type of scrapers to get it off, if I can even find one. But basically we had to remove this stuff after using good old trusty rapid remover here. So we had to use this, and you spray this, you let it sit for 60 seconds, and then it removes all the glue adhesive, because when we pulled off the wrap, all the glue stayed because it had been on there so long. Since this is a 2015, I'm assuming it's been on there almost 9 years or something close to it. And in the Arizona sun, it just pretty much basically fell apart and disintegrated on itself. So as you can see, the entire car looks a lot better, but if you come up a little close, you see there's a lot of little scratches from us using our little plastic adhesive remover scrapers. So now we've got to buff it and polish it so it doesn't look like crap. So we've got to do that next. But first, what we're going to do is the headlights and the rocker skirts, which are actual real carbon fiber, were also pretty oxidized. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and refinish the headlights. So I'm going to sand them by wet sanding them, and I'm also going to wet sand the skirts so that we can refinish and re-clear those. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to it on that, and then we're gonna go and spray them and let them dry, and they'll look like brand new. So stay tuned. Now it's time for clear. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the 2K Clear Glamour Stuff's about, I don't know, 30-something bucks a can. It works amazing, but it's actual real automotive clear. So you take this red button out of the top of the lid and then pop the lid off, of course. Then you have a little hole in the bottom. You put it in and you basically have to squish it together like so. And since it's hard to do, sometimes you just got to push it on the ground and it pops. Then you got to shake it for about 2 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to re-clear all of this, and we're also going to re-clear the headlights. And it comes out pretty much brand new and they look fresh and redone. So we're going to do that so the entire appearance of the car looks refreshed and better versus looking like it's been a little dilapidated from the sun. So I'll get to it, shake this can up, and then show you how I do it. Yeah, so I guess it's not over until you have some sort of bullshit happen. Clearly we did, because this thing's got these long ass stupid cords on here that I did not pay attention to when I was gluing the side skirts, and I tripped on it and it pulled it off of my stand and knocked it right into the grass. So now I have to redo it. So fun stuff. You gotta love the bullshit with a project. As I say, it's not a problem, it's just a project. So anyways, so yeah, here we are. Bullshit like this happens, so just so you know, it's not all picture perfect as it shows on social media. So we'll get it fixed, get it put in, and on to the next. As you can tell by my shirt, we've been doing some serious polishing today. After removing all of this wrap, there was a ton of glue. Obviously, there's a ton of scratches because we had to use those little scrapers that were plastic. So by using that, we obviously had to do some wet sanding. We had to do some polishing. So I spared you the expense of watching me wet sand. It's not that exciting. But all in all, I mean, the sheen came out super nice. It's very shiny. It's not perfect, but ideally, we wanted to take all of the scratches out from what was on there from the wrap, and I think we brought back the life to the paint. The bumper came out better, the hood came out better, and then if you check this out, we re-cleared all of these, and these things look brand new. So all of that re-clearing on these side skirts, and then if we come over here to the front, the headlights are also refreshed. A little bit of residue on them still from the wax, or the polish, but they're completely redone. They look way better, refreshed on both sides. And then obviously over here, this one is the same. Now, one thing I did do off camera is that the tail lights had a little bit of crap on them, like I don't know what it was, some sort of solvent from before. So we went ahead and re-cleared those, and they all look brand spanking new now. So if you check it out, these headlights, or these taillights, I mean, look amazing. So now that we got all that done, ideally what we got to do is take it to the car wash, get all of the splatter and whatnot from the waxing done, get it all completely cleaned up, make sure everything's good to go, and find a new home for it. So that'll be the next step. All right, well, we got her all done. She's ready to go. We've already got it off to a potential buyer that's driving it. It was a lot of fun on that car. Just a real quick, revamp on a car that we usually do, and hopefully enjoyed some of the pulls, some of the the progress to see where you can take a car that looks a little bit dilapidated and make it look a lot nicer, and basically bring it back to where it's in decent condition. As you can see, we've got some other cars here in the background. I got this Hellcat here. We may or may not do something with it. I did get that one from the auction. She's a pretty rough car. I don't know if we'll tackle that one. But we do have some other really cool videos in the works and upcoming, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for all the new subscriptions. Thank you for watching. It's been a fun adventure building this channel, and now that we're getting a lot of traction, hope to provide you with a lot more fun content. So until next time, we'll see ya.